Alright guys, so in this video and the next couple videos we're going to be talking about something called regular expressions. Now this is a topic that can get very complicated, so we're going to be staying on the beginner to intermediate level, and even with that said, we're still going to be taking up 3 or 4 videos on the subject. You could probably create an entire course on regular expressions. Now, we're going to create a form validation project at the end of this small series of videos to show you how we can use them in action. All right, now there's a lot of different symbols and meta characters that mean a lot of different things. And even for someone like me that's been programming for quite a while, I still need to look up a lot of these things when it comes to regular expressions. Now, regular expressions are not something that only exist in JavaScript. They're possible in just about every language that I've ever used, which is about 7 or 8 different languages. Now, each language has their own flavor, but they're very similar, and most things work the same way. Okay, so a regular expression is basically used to describe a pattern of characters. So it's used for pattern matching or pattern searching. They're commonly used for validation as well as pulling things out of a body of text or a body of characters. So email addresses, phone numbers, social security numbers, things that have certain patterns in their formatting. All right, now in this particular video, in part 1, instead of jumping right into regular expressions and looking at special characters and all that, I just want to show you the different functions in JavaScript that are used to evaluate these regular expressions. All right, so we just have our index.html here, nothing in it, just our app.js. We're linking that app.js file, which is completely empty at the moment. And what I want to do is just initialize a variable called RE for regular expression. All right, and then we're going to set to that variable a regular expression literal. And the way that we do that is by enclosing it in 2 forward slashes. All right, so in here I'm going to put the word hello. Now this itself is actually a regular expression. All right, now each one of these characters is a literal character. So it's going to be taken at face value. It's going to be taken as what it is, an actual H, an E, an L, an L, and an O. All right, so this is the pattern that we're using in this regular expression. So if we were to console.log RE and save, we're going to get the expression with the slashes around it. Now, if we console.log re.source, it's going to disregard the slashes and just give us the actual expression that's inside. Okay. So we're going to look at some functions that are used to evaluate expressions. So the first one is going to be exec. All right. So exec will return the result in an array if there's a match, or it'll return null if there's no match. So let me give you an example. So we're going to create a variable called result, and we're going to set it to that RE variable, which has our expression, which is just literally the word hello. And then we're going to say .exec, and then we want to pass in here whatever we want to match it to. So let's pass in hello space world. All right, so we'll go ahead and do that, and then let's console log the result. And save, and let's actually comment these 2 out and save and look at what we get. So we have this array, and inside of it we have hello, which is the actual expression. Then we have the index. Now the index is where it starts at. So when you think of evaluating some kind of string like we have here for the expression, it starts from the left and goes to the right. So it's reading from here over, and it's seeing the word hello, which matches this regular expression here, which is just a literal word. All right, now that starts at index 0. Okay, the first character here is index 0. If I were to say, I don't know, we'll just put anything. We'll say Brad, hello world, and save. Now you can see it's still a match, but the index is at 5. So it's at 0, 1, 2, 3, the space is 4, and then 5. Okay, so it starts at 5. and then the input, which is Brad hello world. So that's what we're matching. All right, so the three things we get are the expression, the index that it starts at, and then the actual string that we're matching. All right, now if we make this fail, so if we just put in hi world and save, we're going to get null. Okay, because that does not, it's not a match. It's starting here and it's going over and it's looking for the literal word hello. All right, which can be anywhere. If we put the word hell in there, it's not going to match. It has to be hello. All right, and even if we put something like right after it, it's still going to match because, again, it's looking for the word hello. Now, there's different meta characters we're going to get into later that you can specify if you only want to look for the word without anything attached to it. All right, and there's just all kinds of stuff that we can do that we're going to get into. Now, if you wanted to log or do something with just certain parts of this result, you could do that. So, for example, we can say console.log result, and then the first value in the array is just hello. Okay, so it'd be this here. If you want to get the index value, let me just go ahead and copy this down. If you want to get the index, you could say result.index, and that'll give you 0 or whatever the index is. And then if you wanted to get the search string, you could do dot input. And that gives us hello world, so whatever we passed in. So you can get any of these things. All right, so that's the exec function. The next one we're going to look at is test. Okay, so what test does is it returns, it's very simple, it returns true or false if there's a match. All right, so what we'll do is we'll say const result equals, and let's set this to which is our expression, dot test, and then we'll pass in whatever we want to match. Let's pass in hello. All right, now we'll go ahead and console.log, and let's log result. Let's save, and we get false. Now, the reason we're getting false is because we have an uppercase H here. If I were to do a lowercase and save, we get true. Now, you may want to make this case insensitive, and this is where the I flag comes in. So there's certain flags that regular expressions use, and I is one of them. And flags go after, if you're using a literal like this, the I goes right here, okay, a lowercase I. So if we save that, now it's true, even though this is uppercase and this is lowercase, okay? It makes it case insensitive. Let me just write that. So I equals case insensitive. I didn't write that right, did I? Sensitive. All right. I also just want the regular expression here as well, like that. The regular expression. All right, and then there's another flag called global or /G, and it's not going to matter much in what we're doing, but this is a global search, meaning that I can't type. Meaning that it's going to look at your whole, if you have an entire paragraph, it's going to search the entire thing for all instances of hello, not just the first one it finds. All right, so that's what G does. So let's continue with some of these functions, and I'm just going to comment out that. So we have exec, we have test. The next one I want to look at is match. All right, so match will return, we'll say return result array or null, okay, which is very similar to exec, except it works a little bit different. So instead of running it off of the regular expression, like doing re dot something, we're going to create a string that we want to match. We'll just say hello there, and then we're going to create a result, and we're going to set that to the string dot match. And then we want to pass in the regular expression. So it kind of works the opposite of how exec works, where we pass the string in to the regular expression method. and then we can console.log the result and save, and you can see it gives us basically the same thing. It gives us the initial expression, or I shouldn't say the initial expression, it's what it matches. The initial expression was lowercase h, but since what we're matching is case insensitive, it picks out from here what it matches, which is uppercase H, hello. Now if we put something here, let's say hello, actually that'll still work, but let's remove the O from the end, hell there, and we get null, okay, because it's not finding hello. All right, so that is match. Now the next one we have two more. The next one is search. So this is the search function, and let's see. So this will returns the index of the first match, and if not found, it returns a -1. Okay, so it works kind of like index of. So for this, let's say const str, so what we want to match, and we'll put in hello there, and then we'll just call, or we'll create a variable called result, set it to str.search, and then pass in the regular expression, and we'll console.log the result. Okay, so you can see most of these work kind of the same way. So it just gives us the index where it starts. Now, if I were to say Brad, hello there, and save, it gives us index 5 because it starts at index 5, which is right here. All right, so that's how search works. And then we also have replace. All right, so replace will return a new string with some or all of or all matches of a pattern. And I know that seems a little confusing, so let's give you an example. We'll say const string, set that to hello there, and let's go ahead and create a new string and set that equal to string.replace, and then pass in the regular expression, and then let's also pass in what we want to replace it with. So we'll say hi. Okay, and then we'll go ahead and console.log the new string and save, and we get hi there. Okay, so not only does it look for the regular expression and match it, but it will replace it with something else. All right, so those are the basic functions that you can use with regular expressions, and of course you can create your own functions using these to give you a more custom result, and that's kind of what we're going to do in the next video. We're also going to start to look at some of the meta characters and some of the special symbols associated with regular expressions in JavaScript.